You can still be a millionaire by the age of 50, even if you're in your late 30s. And how do I know this? Because it's exactly what I did. I was doing all the right things as a very young guy. The economy in 2006, 7, 8, 9 kicked my rear end, and we opened up a real estate company, and it made me go deep, deep into the hole. So in my late 30s, I was well into the negative. And even by the time I was 50, we were multimillionaires. So you can do it. It is not as hard as you think. So the first thing is time. Obviously, the more time you have to save, invest, and have your money compound, the more you're going to have the ability to build up multi-millions of dollars. If you've never been to an investment calculator, you should go check one out. It is the one thing that I like on the Dave Ramsey website. If they start young enough, it's amazing how small amounts of money will turn into dramatic things. That is the biggest mistake I see people make, is they wait too long. They think that small amounts of money, whether it's 25 bucks a week, 250 bucks a month, whatever it might be, is not going to get them where they need to go. And I'm telling you, play with that investment calculator. It'll make you feel good about the numbers that you're playing with, okay? The second number is, how much do I invest? If you just start with the $7,500 a year in the Roth IRA, you're going to win. But if you're also someone who has a 401k matching program at work, or you're self-employed like me and you can start doing self-employment IRAs, or any of those things, there's lots of ways you can get invested in real estate and just do these basic fundamentals. It's just a matter of making some money, not being in debt, and then using that money to save and invest and have debt and interest paid to you rather than paying it to someone else. And it's amazing what will happen at $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you're someone who makes $100,000 a year, and I'm a big fan of doing 20% off the top, that's 20 grand. That's like $1,667 a month. You will be shocked. If you started off at $1,667 a month and you started at 30 years old and you made 10%, you'd be almost to $6.4 million in your retirement account by the time you turn 65. So again, play on that investment calculator. Obviously, if you start at 40 or 50, those numbers get smaller, but it's crazy how much that stuff will compound and how much you'll win. Now, the third piece of this between time, how much money, is then the rate of return. And I think people get caught up in this one all the time. I get people asking me questions about, hey, I've got this investment I could get into and I could earn 12, 15, 18, 20%. Well, then where's the fine print? Because a lot of that stuff now becomes a lot more risky. If you're getting very high rates of return, then you have a much higher chance of potentially losing your money in those investment portfolios. So to me, do the slow and steady. Take that 20% off the top, start young, be consistent, and then just get a standard regular rate of return, whether that is 7, 8, 9%. People will talk about it before taxes, after taxes. There's lots of little nuances here, but that's where people get themselves caught up in trying to hit that home run. First, I get a lot of people saying, I want to get rich quick. Why? Why do you want to get rich quick? The people that get rich quick also get broke quick. That's something I see happen all the time, is they're trying to go crazy right off the bat and they're not prepared because they don't have the skill set and the financial literacy to understand what to do if all of a sudden a big lump sum of money dropped into their lap. So here's the biggest mistakes. Every time somebody makes more or earns more, then they want a nicer car, a bigger house, or they start to spend money that they don't quite have in their pockets yet. And so their investing stays at a level, if they're doing it at all, that could get more and more and more. And it's crazy how much these small amounts, especially starting young, will change dramatically. And then trying to get rich quick. I have a lot of friends who they want to start a business, or they want to do crypto, or they want to get into some weird investment that they can all of a sudden think that it's going to grow exponentially. Yes, if you bought Microsoft in the 70s or Apple in the 80s, people got rich on that stuff and hit a home run. And good for them for doing it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying it's not what you do first. It's like doing all these things in the right sequence, doing them in the right order. Get rid of your debt. Pay yourself first. Automate your investing. It's the same things that I hammer over and over and over about what we need to be doing, okay? Time is the most important one. So if you have a long time frame and you consistently invest and you consistently get a rate of return, and don't worry as you watch the stock market bump up and down, if you just start off young and don't go into debt, live within your means, it's the biggest no-brainer that we can do. So this is the one that I talk to about people is there's a reason why car loans are as big as they've ever been. There's a reason why credit cards charge 20 and 30% interest rates. There are no investments with those kind of returns that don't have super high, crazy risk. And I'd rather figure out a way to earn my 7, 8, 9, 10% consistently over the long haul than trying to figure out a way to hit that home run. If you're a young person in your 20s, the stock market seems high, housing seems expensive, getting started seems very difficult, but I can promise you when you wake up in your 40s and 50s and 60s down the road, homes will not be cheaper, the stock market will not be lower, and you will have a more difficult time the longer you wait. So again, let's get started as soon as possible on this game. And if you have questions by all means, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you on this journey to what I like to call financial freedom. But if you just follow these three things, time, consistent amount into your investments, and just getting a consistent rate of return, you're going to win at this game of money and finance. It is not as hard as you think. So hopefully you're finding that helpful. Start following, liking, and subscribing to the channel, and hopefully we'll see another video real soon.